Hi guys, and welcome back to Movies That Matter with the Viking. And I was preparing to do a video on the future of Ben Affleck in the DCU titled Will We See Batfleck After 2021? I believe so. Now we know we're going to get to see him in Zack Snyder's Justice League in 2021. Now we're not too sure if he has to go back and do additional photography, but Zack Snyder gave away that prize that had additional photography on it, and that did involve Superman, it involved Batman, Martian Manhunter, etc. So Ben Affleck, I predicted he would come back in some capacity to do additional photography for Zack Snyder, but I also thought after 2021 we would see him come back as the Dark Knight. And why do I think this? Well, originally I thought this because HBO Max is a game changer. It's a new platform, it's a new way for these kind of films to be made. HBO Max and AT&T didn't just announce the Schneider Cut for the sake of announcing it. They didn't just greenlit it because to get the fans off their back, off their social media platforms, and for fans to stop doing events and campaigns. No, that's not the reason. AT&T is a business, and money talks. It talks a lot bigger than bullshitting about people who don't want the Schneider Cut to come out because it's going to prove them wrong and stuff like this. Money talks, and that's what AT&T seen from the Schneider Cut. That's what they see. They see big bucks. And look, if the Schneider Cut is a success, if it's usually well received and talked about and brings people to the platform, then they would be crazy not to go ahead and do future installments of this world that Zack Snyder has created, because this will set them apart from Disney Plus, from Netflix, from Hulu, from Amazon, because they can't. Well, Disney Plus might be able to, but the other ones can't get things on this high of a profile like Batman and Superman on their streaming service. This is a complete game changer for the streaming wars. Disney Plus have The Mandalorian, of course, and they're going to make more Star Wars shows. And Netflix have their own kind of things as well, but they don't have anything up to the credibility that the DC have that they can put in their streaming service. And if they can put a high budget film just like Zack Snyder's Just League on their platform that should be probably seen in theaters, then that's going to attract a lot of eyes. And I thought that after 2021, we would get a Zack Snyder trilogy on HBO Max. But I also thought that this would bring future installments for other characters like Cyborg, like Ben Affleck's Batman. And I thought we would get to see Ben Affleck's original script. I said this in other videos, that we get to see his original script, him coming back as Batman on HBO Max. Now, J. Olivia, who directed the animated film The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Part 2, very good, you should check it out, based on the Frank Miller comic books, very good. But he said he read the script and it was the best Batman script he has ever read. Absolutely brilliant. Deathstroke himself, Joe Manganiello, said it was a brilliant script as well. So it's a film that never got to see the light of day. Of course, behind the scenes bullshit going on. Jeff Johns getting involved with Ben Affleck's script, and Toby Emmerich getting involved, and things like this. It drove Zack Snyder away from the DCEU, and it also drove Ben Affleck away because they were going away from the vision that got him on board that Zack pitched to him about the Dark Knight. And then he wrote a Batman script. It was kind of going to be in the same essence of the Arkham Asylum games, where Batman has to go through Arkham Asylum. He meets his rogue gallery and blah blah blah. He takes them on, and it's a night kind of in the Arkham Asylum, which sounded to be insane. He wrote that script. He had that script ready to go. He was probably going to get started working on that script after Zack Snyder's Justice League, which originally was supposed to come out in 2017. He was probably going to get started on that straight away in terms of pre-production and then go into shooting and all that stuff. But of course, that was all halted, and now we have Robin Pattinson and Matt Reeves, the Batman, coming out next year. But we're also getting Ben Affleck back as Batman next year as well. But I think that was my prediction. I thought we would have got more Ben Affleck back in the DCU, rather that be in the big screen or rather it be on the streaming service. And it looks like it's going to be on the streaming service because the Culture Nerd, now you should follow the Culture Nerd on Twitter and on Instagram. He does be on the Lightcast pod a few times as well. He has some good information. He's been right about a few things, and I hope the latest thing that he's broken is going to come true, because I'm a big Ben Affleck fan. I think he's the best Batman we've ever had. I want to see more Jared Leto Joker. I want to see more Deathstroke. But this is what he said on Twitter. Hashtag Batman, hashtag Joker, and hashtag Deathstroke walk into an asylum. HBO Max wants a Batfleck original. Now, basically what that article is about, it's about HBO Max wants to bring Ben Affleck back. They want him to do his original Batman script that he wrote a few years ago and to produce it on HBO Max with him directing. Now, how effing cool would that be to see Ben Affleck back as the Dark Knight, not just only in Zack Snyder's Justice League, but in a full 2 hour, 2.5 hour, 3 hour Batman film which features the Rogue Gallery. We get to see the Joker, him take on the Deathstroke. If you ever watched kind of the cutscene from the Arkham games of the Batman taking on Deathstroke, it's pretty cool. Check it out. But imagine that in live action. That would be insane. The physicality of Ben Affleck, the physicality of Joel Manganiello, and the two of them just taking on each other, fighting and brutality. Man, you could make it R-rated. It could be the first ever Batman R-rated film, and that would be pretty insane, wouldn't it? Because on HBO Max, the possibilities are endless. And my prediction of seeing more Ben Affleck after 2021 was solely because of the possibility that HBO Max and AT&T provides. They want to be a game changer. They want to attract people to their platform, and this is the most perfect way to do it. Ben Affleck is not retired as the Dark Knight. I know he said he was, but that was a different time within Warner Brothers. And at that time, HBO Max didn't exist. There's so much more that can happen. We are definitely living in exciting times for the DCEU. And if you're a Ben Affleck, if you're a Batman fan just like I am, this will have you so excited. And I can't wait. And I hope this does come true. The Culture Nerd has got some very good things right. And I hope this is another thing that he has gotten right. Ben Affleck is an unbelievable director and he is an unbelievable Batman. There was so much doubts about his casting when it first happened back in 2014 or 2013. And I was one of the few people that was defending the pick. I was like, this is a good idea. I can see it. Ben Affleck is a good actor. People just disregarded him in the role straight away. But as like every actor does, he proved people wrong. In Batman vs Superman, he was unbelievable. The fight sequences, the acting was just tremendous. Probably Ben Affleck's one of his best work he has ever done. And the idea that Zack Snyder had for Batman, Ben Affleck loved it, and that's why he got on board. And then he said he was retired, but that was a different time in Warner Brothers because things were going bad. They were getting involved with films way too much. They pushed Zack out, they pushed Ben out. It just wasn't a good time and a good environment for anybody to be in, especially Zack Snyder after losing his daughter, especially Ben Affleck after going through alcoholism and other stuff as well with his family. It just wasn't a good environment, and I'm glad the two of them got out of the situation. But I'm also glad that HBO Max, AT&T have met all these possibilities, a possible reality that could happen. And just imagine a full 2 hour film of Ben Affleck's Batman taking on his Rogue Gallery. That would be amazing. We know Jared Leto is all for hashtag release the year because he's been liking tweets about that. And he was butchered in the Suicide Squad film. Joe Manganiello made a tweet, said we'll get to see the real end credits scene. That was after Zack Snyder's Justice League was announced. So that already has us thinking, is there a scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League where Ben Affleck's Batman and Deathstroke take on each other? I think it will be kind of a cliffhanger post credit scene. The two of them will be eyeing each other up, standing off, a face off, and they get ready to charge at each other, and then it cuts to black and the film is over. Because I think that would have linked up very well into Zack Snyder, into Ben Affleck's Batman. That would have happened a few years ago, would have happened by now, after Zack Snyder's Justice League in 2017. So I think that's the post-credit scene that we're going to get in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Maybe Lex there as well. Don't know yet, but we'll see. We'll get to find out very, very soon. But Ben Affleck coming back as the Dark Knight is absolutely brilliant. I hope they're in talks. They want him to come back. I hope a contract is sorted out, and I really hope it happens. Is Ben Affleck a one and done after Zack Snyder's Justice League? I don't think so. I never did. I thought when the Snyder Cut was announced, the possibilities were endless. We would get to see a Zack Snyder Justice League trilogy. I still think that's going to happen, and Ben Affleck will come back for 2. He will come back for 3, and he will do with this the Batman film. I don't know what it's going to be titled, because of course we're going to have a Batman on screen in 2021, Robin Pattinson. We're going to have a Batman on the streaming service with Ben Affleck, and that's okay. And people audiences aren't stupid. They'll be able to grasp what's the difference and stuff like that. But I also want to do a video soon of what exactly is the DCEU now, because I think it has drastically changed over the last 6 months. Definitely, it's not just the movies on the big screen anymore. It's so much more, and I'll definitely do a video on that. But Ben Affleck, Joker, Deathstroke, walking to an asylum. Man, that sounds pretty fucking cool. All this information that we're getting just seems to be too good to be true. But look, we've been put into a bad place by Warner Brothers as a fan base for so long. So look, we deserve these good times. We deserve these exciting news articles coming out that I hope to be true. So we deserve this as a fan base. And look, I think AT&T, I think Warner Brothers, I think HBO Max are changing their tune towards their fan base. I think they're listening to the fans a lot more. They're understanding that the customer is not always right, but it's right to an extent, and definitely right in these circumstances. And there's a lot of money. They're a business. There's so much money to be made from this. Not only on the big screen, they can have their universe on the big screen with their Aquaman sequels, their Wonder Woman sequels, their Batman films, but they can also be very, very successful on the streaming service and attract huge audiences. I think they have 30 million subscribers so far to HBO Max. That will definitely go up if they have more DC comic book properties on it. Just imagine what the only place you could see a Batman film was on HBO Max. Man, the subscriptions would go up insane. So that's the news from the culture nerd. I hope it's true. I really do. I'm such a big Batman fan, and I'm also such a big Ben Affleck Batman fan. So I'm praying that this comes to light and we get to see the Joker and Deathstroke and many more villains, maybe Harley Quinn and other villains that Batman has, Two-Face. You never know what the possibilities could be, but that's interesting. So let me know what you think. Are you excited if this news happens, if it's true? Do you want Ben Affleck's Batman back in the DCU on a standalone film to see that best Batman script of all time come to light? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, give a comment, subscribe. Come follow me on Twitter and on Instagram and on Facebook. You'll find it all in the description. Until next time, guys, stay positive.